George Trapp driving down the middle. Chamberlain flies. Watch that out of bounds. He is awesome. Malone pass is deflected. Going to be stolen, I think, by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Ray rocked the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
All right, here's Dennis. Gets it into Bird. Larry, a runner. Got it! Ball game's over. Boston wins. Here's Jordan for three. Yes!
Bryant to shot. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life has given the Cavaliers their biggest lead tonight. It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
This is WHPC Sports Talk.
Dallas swoops in on Sunday, gets a deal done, sending Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a future first and future seconds to Brooklyn in exchange for Irving. Now Irving heads to Dallas, and I'm told he goes there with an open mind.
Kyrie headed to Dallas with an open mind. Open mind. Kyrie with an open mind. Anybody scared by that?
Absolutely.
With that, we welcome you to the Monday edition of WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. It's Joshua Umahi, joined by Eric Williams, Franz Compere, Gina Halstead, and Ross Levine. How we doing, fellas and lady?
What's up?
Appreciate the love. We're good today, right, guys?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm just a little hungry.
I felt that.
That's about it, though.
Aren't we all? No, wait, no.
Yeah.
What you got to take?
Starving over here, bro. I need a Snickers. Not feeling like myself.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Ross, how you doing?
The Nets' downfall, I love it. This is great. I love it. They may be able to come. They can come back against the Wizards. You can do that. You cannot come back from this. That you cannot.
Yeah, we know that for sure. Well, we're here to recap. I mean, we brought it up on Friday. Kyrie Irving demanding a trade from the Nets, and we were wondering, is it going to get done? First off, is the trade actually going to get done? And secondly, how fast, if it gets done, is it going to get done? Well, all it took was 2 days. Literally. It took 2 days. It looked like the Nets couldn't wait to get Kyrie up out of there. And we're going to get into the details of all of that. But before we do, I know y'all got some thoughts on Kyrie Irving, so don't be shy and call up 516-572-7440. I know a lot of people got heavy thoughts on Kyrie Irving, but let's get right into it. So he was traded, like you heard in the intro, from the Nets to the Mavericks. So the trade details officially: Mavs acquire Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris and his 3.4 points per game. So is that
Not much of an addition.
No shade though, that's more than I would average. Nets acquired Spencer Dinwiddie, so they reacquire him. Had a nice season with Brooklyn all the way back when, was that the D'Angelo Russell era?
Yeah. Definitely, 2017, 2018?
Yeah, when the Nets actually had culture and they were a fun team.
Yeah.
They had the bench dancing and stuff.
Yeah, that clip went viral.
Yeah, that was the fun Nets team. And ever since then, they sold their souls to Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving has been misery ever since. But they acquired him, Spencer Dinwiddie, forward Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 first-round pick, so a seventh grader right now. Shout out to you. And 2 future second-round picks. So there you go. Here's Ian Begley of SNY. We played his first part of the recap in the intro. Here's what he said about the haul that the Nets got from the Mavericks.
I think they did pretty well. Look, you probably could have gotten more draft compensation from maybe a Phoenix, maybe the Clippers. Maybe you could have forced the Lakers' hand a little bit more because that's where Kyrie wanted to go, and we know LeBron wanted Kyrie there. But in general, you look at the players they're getting back. You got Spencer Dinwiddie, who's going to help you right away. You got Dorian Finney-Smith, very, very strong role player. So players to help you win immediately. And again, the idea is to get Kevin Durant on board here, to get him comfortable with where you are.
It seems like Joe Tsai pulled a page out of Danny Ainge's playbook by saying, oh, you want to go to Los Angeles? That's the one team we won't trade you to.
Yeah, I made sure to put that last part of the clip in there. Because we all know what happened with the Knicks and Donovan Mitchell. Danny Ainge was like, I'm going to implement the Knicks tax. I'm going to charge the Knicks so much more than I would any other team for Donovan Mitchell. And we saw that take place with the Cavs trading for him, for Lauri Markkanen, who's had a great season, but the Knicks tax is real. Joe Tsai was like, Kyrie, you want to go to the Lakers?
Nope. Shut that down real quick.
Like, I got something for you. Now, Dallas isn't a bad landing spot either. You got Luka Doncic, but
that's debatable, though. I don't know. If we're looking at these teams, right, the Suns offer something, the Clippers offer something, the Lakers. To be honest with you, I'm actually happy that he didn't choose the Clippers, just because I think that with the roster that they have now, I know they have Wall at the point, and I still think he got some juice left in him to kind of just contribute to a team. You already have a solid 2 and 3 with Kawhi and George, so there's not really much that team needs. And if they do need something, the farthest thing from it is a point guard, in my opinion. The Suns, I don't giving up Chris Paul. I don't know how much of a good move that is, that trade. Like, would y'all give up Chris Paul for Kyrie Irving?
Yes.
All right then.
Here's the deal. Because at face value, and this is what confused a lot of like casual NBA fans yesterday. So you see Chris Paul and Jay Crowder, 2 players that have been on a Western Conference champion team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And picks. It's like, why did the Nets turn that down? You look at Jay Crowder. He demanded a trade from a 67-win team last year. You have Chris Paul, who's 37 years old, and he's played well lately, but he's been looking washed for a lot of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So you peek deeper into that, it's not really what the Nets wanted. And then you brought up the Clippers. Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann was the offer reported. 1 first-round pick, 2 first-round pick swaps. Now, other people look at that and they're like, why would the Nets not take that? I mean, you're going to trade Kyrie Irving. You might trade Kevin Durant. Why not just get as many picks as you can and start the rebuild? Well, Ian Begley went on to explain why.
The idea that Kevin Durant is all in on the Nets right now, I don't think anybody could say that with any certainty because of how things have played out over the past few days. Now, with the Nets, there's still plenty of time to go before the trade deadline. I was told that they were in touch with Toronto as they were working on the Kyrie Irving deal, on a supplemental deal. So that tells you, the very least, that they're thinking about other moves here, and they have picks, they have players to get involved in other trades. I have to think they're going to be active in trying to get something done to make Kevin Durant say, hey, I'm willing to stay.
So there's still some drama in Brooklyn, not completely drama-free with the Nets.
Yeah, you get rid of one problem, another problem pops up, because remember, Kyrie Irving was Kevin Durant's boy.
Mm-hmm.
They came, actually, no, I can't even say they came together, because remember back to the summer of 2019, it looked like Kevin Durant, all signs were pointing to him joining the Knicks. But then guess who got in his ear? Kyrie Irving was like, no, hear me out, bro. So we can still play in New York City, avoid the media nonsense with the Knicks, go to the low-key spot with Brooklyn, and we're chilling.
Yeah.
That's what he sold Kevin Durant on, and look how it's turned out.
Yeah, look, seriously, look how it's turned out. Yo, I feel really strongly about this. I want to be behind Kyrie so bad, but he makes it hard, honestly. Like, he's making me sad. I've never seen a season where so much drama has surrounded an organization or a player himself. Because when you think about it, this has been going on for a couple of seasons now. Trade rumors, then you're on punishment because you're out here talking about what you believe in, which is not, I don't want to say don't talk about what you believe in, but you got to realize, like, you got to just tone it down sometimes. Certain things don't need to be said. Then on top of that, KD is another one who, if Kyrie's not happy, he's not happy either. So it's like, I don't know. Them two right there, they really stressing me out. And Kyrie just doing all this, I don't want to be with the Nets. You should have been decided this last season when you was stressing them out regardless. But you guys came back, you decided to stay, and then you're doing good this season. You're doing great as a player yourself. The Nets are flourishing, and then you decide to jump ship. I'm confused on what went wrong, who in the front office he's beefing with. Is he beefing with head coach? Like, what's going on here? I want to know what happened for him to change his mind all of a sudden.
Well, here's what I've put together. So, and I saw Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams screaming at each other about this morning on First Take. So, basically, Jay Williams was saying that the Nets, and obviously Kyrie's having a great season, the Nets are the 4th seed in the East right now. Kyrie was pushing, I want the extension right now. Let's reopen the negotiations up. I mean, I'm having a great season. I'm an all-star starter in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we can do. And Joe Tsai was like, all right, we'll give you, a 3-year contract, but if you win a championship, we'll guarantee the last year. And Kyrie was like, what? A partial guarantee based on the championship? I'm Kyrie Irving. I'm hooping. Like, how does that make sense? And then that's where it kind of started to get sour with the Nets and Kyrie Irving. And then we saw how it played out. Kyrie was dead set on leaving the Nets. He was dead set on getting his money somewhere else. The funny thing about this, though, is that the Mavs traded for him and they can only sign him to a 2-year extension right now.
But that's the thing is, though, I seen something saying Kyrie said no amount of money would have made him stay in Brooklyn. So I don't know how accurate that is because I seen that report somewhere on Instagram. It was a quote, actually, where they were like, Kyrie said, for no amount of money would have helped me stay in Brooklyn. Like, he wanted out of there.
Well, it kind of goes back to, like, Kyrie. He was saying he tweeted it's a childhood team. He didn't want to leave, but it was just a matter of fact of if they didn't want to pay me my money, then I feel like once they were like, we're going to partially guarantee your deal, something that they give role players, and not a player of the caliber of Kyrie Irving, they were like, all right, nah. Kyrie was like, no, there's no way I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's like,
come
screw
back
the
here.
money, like it don't really matter. Okay, I see what you're saying.
But can we even say that he's still the caliber player that he is? Like, no, get me wrong. This season he's played phenomenal, especially with KD being out. I remember there was a game he had like 40 plus points and they still lost. So that game wasn't on him, but that was just a one of many.
That was the game Ben Simmons scored 0, by the way.
Exactly.
And he's an important part of all this too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But Kyrie, I mean, we can't negate the fact that let's look at it from a business perspective, right? You're the Nets owner. This is a guy who hasn't been there, like hasn't played. If we look back to his past 5 seasons, I remember there was a stat where like out of Kyrie's 8 of 11 games, they showed his just percentages of attendance. That means showing up and actually playing the games that he's in. Now we know it was due to like his views on getting the vaccine and some of the remarks that he made months prior, but regardless of all of that, no matter how you feel about it, the end result is that he was not in the game. He did not play. How can you contribute to a team if you're not in the game? So looking at it from a business perspective, I wouldn't really feel comfortable or 100% sure that I want to give a player like Kyrie a max contract. For the question on the table is he deserving of it based on his his entire career with the Nets? Is he deserving of it? How many games has he played for them in total based on how much they're paying him? Not only that, I mean, yes, he's playing great now, but it's like I can see it on both sides. I don't feel like Kyrie's really in the state where he is right now to kind of be demanding those things. If monetary, just a monetary value was like a part of that decision, I don't really think he's the type of player right now who should be demanding that kind of money based on his previous performance.
Well, I mean, we could think that, but players, it's NBA. Players control a lot of the stuff that goes on. It's a players' league. Players have the leverage. We see another example of it here. Shoot, players got so much of a leverage advantage. Ben Simmons demanded a trade. I saw here some guy named Furkan Korkmaz demanded a trade.
Yo, that had me weak, bro. When you said that to the chat.
Who is this man? You know what? When Aaron Gordon demanded a trade a couple years ago or last year, I was like, okay. I mean, it's a little weird because you're not a superstar, but Aaron Gordon,
Rockets Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, I mean, dunk contest champ or near champ twice, but I guess. But Furkan Korkmaz, man.
They have feelings too, Josh. They have feelings. They have lives. They want to live it to the best of their abilities.
See, I'm joking. I know who this man is, but damn, there's no Furkan Korkmaz.
The Nets, their owner and is the worst. Like their GM and their owner they're bad. The first they have Kenny Atkinson, things are going pretty well, but then they decide to listen to the stars. We don't need a coach. And that's when everything just went downhill. They hire Steve Nash, who was not ready. They fire Steve Nash, whether it's the players or not, and yeah, they start from there.
He's a beta male.
Yeah, beta male. Yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad in the NBA, kind of with the trades. I mean, you like you brought up, Kyrie, KD get to Brooklyn and decide they want to run the franchise and hire their own coach. And Furkan Korkmaz averaging 3.8 points per game demanding the trade. I mean, it's all bad. No matter how you look at it. But we do have a caller on WHPC Sports Talk. Caller, what's up?
Hey guys, it's Frankie from Flushing. How are you?
What's up, Frankie?
Frankie, we're good. What's up?
Yeah, listen, I'm not really a big basketball fan, but I do follow it. But I mean, Kyrie Irving has been a pain in the neck wherever he's been. Every team he's been to, I mean, his talent is obvious. But who wants to deal with this garbage that he brings to the team? He's like a cancer, this guy. And to actually do what he did, he's like a big baby. I mean, put the numbers up, and everything will take care of itself. It reminds me of like Aaron Judge. He didn't agree with what the Yankees wanted to give him. He didn't demand the trade, or he didn't cry about it. Guy went out and hit 62 home runs, and the contract takes care of itself.
Well,
and if Irving goes out there and puts together a year and is the player, Kyrie Irving, that he's supposed to be, the contract would take care of itself. You don't got to take your toys and leave because you didn't get what you wanted at the moment that you wanted it.
Tell him, Frankie. You tell him.
It's a good point, Frankie. I mean, to be devil's advocate, I don't know why for Kyrie Irving, but he was doing his part. He was keeping the Nets kind of afloat with Ben Simmons doing nothing and Kevin Durant being hurt. But, I mean, you raise a good point. I forgot who said it earlier today, but nobody's killed more big threes than Kyrie Irving. So you had...
You look at,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you look at guys like Aroldis Chapman, again, I'm comparing not really the sport. It's how you go about your business. If, Aroldis Chapman, when he pulled that stone with the Yankees last year, not showing up for the workouts down here, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Now he's stuck in Kansas City, making no money. See it through. What Kyrie should have done is see it through. Let them prove to everybody that you're worth what you say you're worth. And like Chapman, the same thing. See it through. When you leave a bad taste in owners' mouths, it's like, who wants to deal with this guy?
Yeah, you're right.
Apparently the Mavs do.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'll let you guys go. I'm not a big basketball fan, but I have been following, Kyrie over his career, with Cleveland, and, he was in Boston too, I believe. And everywhere he goes, he leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So that's just my 2 cents.
Good takes, Frankie, and thank you for the call, bro.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
You too.
Absolutely. That's Frankie from Flushing. If you too want to join the conversation, 516-572-7440. Call that number and we will chat with you. But it's a lot going on in the NBA these days. I just saw that, and I was going to get to the Lakers next.
The Lakers stink!
Because apparently LeBron James, man. This man's tweeting like Drake Marvin Room lyrics. Maybe it's me.
That you love so much.
I know Valentine's Day is coming up, but LeBron, it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. You're in your feelings on Twitter, though. I don't know. You can tell why he's upset, though, and apparently he called an impromptu interview with Mike Wilbon, and he said, quote, "I can't sit here and say I'm not disappointed on not being able to land such a talent as Kyrie Irving." So he's tweeting, he's calling Mike Wilbon like, yo, we got to talk about this.
Yo, he's glazing heavy right now, bro. Like, bro, wipe your knees, dog. Like, what's going on here? About to upset me, yo.
I mean, apparently the Lakers did try to get Kyrie Irving. So per Shams Charania, they offered Russell Westbrook, Austin Reeves, Max Christie. I know a lot of people are like, who?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to figure that out, too.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
2027 first round pick, 2029 first round pick, and some pick swaps.
So why didn't that go through? The Lakers weren't trying to give that much up?
Josiah was like,
No, yeah, he didn't want to see
was
him.
like, nah, Kyrie, you not going to L.A. Yeah. you going to Dallas.
So there was some animosity from the Nets front office for that.
Oh yeah.
But look at how I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. If you're looking at this from a business perspective, right, and that's all they're asking, and we're not hearing anything about the Lakers like denying any of what they were offering or what they were asking for, because you have a bone to pick with a player. You're not going to do what's best for your organization. Get him out of here, coach. Because like, what is this?
You're right. You're right, but at the same time, this is how the NBA's always been. It's how the NFL's always been too. Owners and front offices are very sensitive about, all right, this guy wants to go here. Mm-hmm. Either I got to get a Godfather offer or he's not going there. Yeah. I can trade him somewhere else. We just saw it with the Donovan Mitchell stuff.
Yeah. It always works in 2K, though.
It does.
Bro, I literally learned about that in sports and law. Like, back in the 70s, they used to say whatever organization drafted you, like, you're a lifetime part of that organization.
Oh, you learned that too? You taking this class this semester?
Nah, I learned that last semester.
I'm taking it this semester.
I was baffled. I was like, you have some damn nerve to tell me if I get drafted by the freaking Cincinnati Bengals, I got to stay with them my whole career. But yeah, one day, somebody got tired of it. I forgot his name, and he took matters into his own hand and changed it for the rest of us. Now look at Kyrie; he's having a blast, just jumping around from organization to organization.
That's crazy. In hindsight, like that's insane. Because think about like getting drafted to the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, yeah, you got to stay there your whole career. Like that's wild.
Like what?
I mean, Charlotte a cool city now.
Like, nah, even Kobe, like, I ain't going to Charlotte. Trade me.
And I feel like low-key you're better. Nah, I'm lying. I was about to say you're better off going to Charlotte back then, but low-key, I like Charlotte's vibes nowadays. But then again, if I come into practice, I heard a story about MJ. He was cooking, like, belt to cheeks on practice players. If I come to practice and my owner is cooking me, nah, that's so degrading. Like, I'll feel bad about myself.
You got the owner cooking you. You got LaMelo Ball. You got, hopefully Miles Bridges isn't hanging around there too much now.
Oh, yeah. I don't want him back in the league.
Yeah,
he's wild.
He's bad vibes. We got another caller on WHPC Sports Talk. Caller, who are you? What's going on?
What's up, Josh? This is Justin calling.
What's up, Justin?
How you doing?
Justin.
I'm doing great. You can hear me tomorrow on the morning show, but I want to talk about a little bit about LeBron James. I know Gina's there, the number one LeBron fan.
Yes, I am.
Is this the separation of? I know you guys are talking about Kyrie and that's sort of the thing that you're focusing on. But you mentioned how LeBron he was feeling so upset about not getting his way. For me, that's like the separation of Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time and LeBron, because I don't feel like you would ever hear LeBron, do the things that Jordan did and vice versa. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
Are we going to do this?
Yeah, we're going to do this.
We're going to do this.
Can we actually have this conversation? Can we have this conversation?
Yeah, he's spitting facts right now.
Michael Jordan. Like,
he's the greatest.
No, he is not. That is debatable. I'm tired of y'all with this.
How is he not, though?
Could you imagine Michael Jordan hopping on Twitter just being like, maybe it's me?
They didn't have Twitter. Stop doing it. Was a different time, y'all.
If LeBron had the type of mentality that Kobe and Michael Jordan had, he would be elite.
He is elite.
No, he's elite, but it would take him to a whole different level.
Okay.
He would be the GOAT if he had that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's that killer instinct that Jordan had and you mentioned Kobe had, that they were going to will their team no matter what, and they were going to be the highest scoring guy in their NBA finals. They were going to be the man. And I just never saw that from LeBron. LeBron's all-time great. LeBron's definitely top two.
And he's not two.
I don't have him as at the Jordan level. And to answer your question about the football player, John Elway, he was drafted by the Baltimore Colts. Right. And he said he is not playing in Baltimore. He refused to go there. And then he went to the Broncos. All right, gentlemen. And Gina, have a great show.
Thank you for the call, Justin.
Yeah, top three, MJ, Bron, Kobe.
That should be universal. The fact that it's not universal bothers me.
It's not universal. It's Bron, MJ, Kobe. Thank you.
No, I'm saying the top. I mean, your order's kind of.
Not my order.
The top three should be set.
I'm dying on this hill.
Wait,
you're not going to change my mind.
So what's your top three, Josh?
My top three?
Yeah.
MJ.
Disrespectful.
No, actually, I'm switching Kobe. No, I'm keeping Bron at 2.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but LeBron got to be 2, and then Kobe got to be 3.
Yeah. You, Eric?
MJ, LeBron, Kareem.
Over Kobe.
Kareem, no.
That's not bad.
Because a lot of people don't talk about this. What Kareem did from high school up until the NBA. He's had the greatest all-around basketball career ever. Nobody really talks about that.
I can get with that. Top 3.
Okay.
I think it's like, it's center.
Do not come with this. He was
bias.
playing against
No.
Maryland.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because it's not his fault. He's like 7'9". You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault that he's that dominant. Like I feel like Kareem is a center that could thrive into the not like Joel Embiid because he didn't have that shot. He didn't have the handle, but he could be a guy that runs the paint. Be a good shot blocker, get his little buckets down there. So I think that's a guy that could still play in today's game. So I'm not gonna, be too harsh on the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the 3 spot. I like Kareem. But I don't like how Kareem be talking to Bron. That's a different story.
Yeah.
He's a little salty that Bron is about to surpass him. That's what's going on here.
He's salty about that.
And I don't like that. But, listen, it's understandable because what? Shoot, he's been holding this record for how many years? It's been like...
It's almost 40 years. He got it and he's been holding it since 84.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of years out of your life. That's like half of your lifetime. Yeah. You've been holding a record like that means so much to one of the greatest basketball league in the world. You know what I'm saying? So when Bron is coming up, like you're supposed to give him his flowers, not bring him down, especially because he's playing for an organization that you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand Kareem being salty, and he's been salty for a while. I remember he had, I don't remember, I'm not that old. I go back and watch some of like the documentaries and stuff, and Kareem and Wilt had a long beef for a while.
Yeah.
Love it.
Kareem was, I want to say, jealous of Wilt, or Wilt was jealous of Kareem. Well, Wilt was jealous of Kareem because Kareem did all the winning, and Kareem was jealous of Wilt because Wilt did all the scoring, and he had the crazy stats, and he had more women and all that, and yeah.
Yo, you hear that story about Wilt Chamberlain when he was in the elevator with one of his teammates, and some guy made a joke and was like, "Hey, what's the weather like up there?" And Wilt Chamberlain spit on him and was like, "It's raining."
Yeah, I think Kareem was the one who told that story.
Yeah, the audacity.
Wilt was a wild boy.
He was wild.
He was a wild boy.
Let me tell you something.
This is a fun conversation. I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating on LeBron, so
you are.
I'm not.
He's top 2 and he's not 2, bro.
I'm not, Gina, because I'm about to point out that he's 36 points away from breaking Kareem's record. He could do it tomorrow versus the Thunder at home.
He's doing that.
But he's going to do it on Thursday versus Milwaukee. The narrative strikes again, bro. Narrative strikes again. He set it up perfectly. He said, I'm going to do it against the Bucks, Kareem's old team. I'm going to do it against Giannis, and I'm going to do it at home. Have my Laker moment.
The script.
Bro, there was I seen a video just like that too where some guy was breaking it down. He said that he's going to do it against the Bucks too, but honestly, I think he's going to do it against the Thunder.
You think so?
I think he's going to do it against the Thunder.
I don't know. I think... He knows how to find the moment. You know what I mean? I feel like if it's like a blowout, or not even a blowout, if it's like a fake close game and LeBron's like, he's got 32 points, he's like, I'm passing the AD. I need my moment on Thursday against the Bucks. But we'll see what happens. But speaking of the Lakers, and we just spoke about their offer. The first question I wanted to ask was, did Sean Marks and the Brooklyn Nets offer... Or did they accept the best offer for Kyrie with the Mavs deal? The best possible offer for what they need to do?
I'm not entirely sure. Just looking at this on paper, I know there was some animosity, like we just pointed out, within just Sean Marks and, Kyrie Irving, whatever's going on there. But the Lakers, come on now, you could have got Westbrook. And Westbrook has definitely come more into his game. He had that little bit of a rough patch with the Lakers, but I think coming to the Nets for them, that would have been a great kind of player to just have, so they wouldn't be in total rebuild mode. And if you look at I think a Ben Simmons and a Russell Westbrook, in hindsight, if Ben Simmons learns how to play the game of basketball again, they could really do some damage there. So I don't think that the Mavs deal was the best one. I'm still looking at the Lakers one, and I think regardless of what was going on in the front office, they should have accepted that deal.
Here's the thing. we're kind of on the same page, but I like the Clippers kind of offer more. I think the players are kind of but the first round picks, though, if you could have got 3 first round picks, that would have been good for me. But what I kind of think the Nets should do, which is rebuild, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
They're setting on the idea that we still have Kevin Durant, and we don't know how Kevin Durant's feeling, but we still have KD, we still have Ben Simmons. Let's try to contend. But if you really look at it, are the Nets really still contenders in the East?
No.
Well, they did come back against the Wizards. That's going to make them champions, according to Sean Marks. That's a great comeback.
Chip run.
I'm not going to say contenders, but I really don't think they're in a super bad position. I forgot who was talking about Spencer Dinwiddie, and you made a face. But Spencer Dinwiddie's not bad. Like,
he's not.
He's a good, he's a solid guy. You could put it the 1. And then Finney Smith is also a good role player. Like, who would be the starting lineup? You would have Dinwiddie at the 1, Cam at the 2.
I like that.
KD at the 3. Who's at the 4?
I'm starting Finney Smith. Ben Simmons can come off the bench.
Finney Smith?
I'm starting Finney Smith.
But you can't do that, because who's gonna really bring the energy off the bench?
If Ben Simmons can't be a bench player at this point, then he's cooked.
All right.
I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. This version of Ben Simmons, you're not too confident in it.
Let's just say that we got Ben off the bench. Finney Smith at the 4, Claxton at the 5. That's a decent 5. You know what I'm saying? Although you do lose a lot of scoring with Kyrie, you bring back a guy like Dinwiddie who's shown he can definitely get buckets at the NBA level. He's not Kyrie, but he can get buckets. And then Finney Smith, who does it on both ends, he averages 9.1 points this season, 5 boards, not so many assists, but nine solid points, a good 5 boards, and then you get defense on top of that.
And 3-point shooting.
You know what I'm saying? And KD's a good defender himself. Dinwiddie, he's not that big star player who's going to have a lot of pride. He's going to get down and dirty on the floor. He's going to hustle. He's going to get buckets. So I think they will work better as a team, because previously what we were seeing was Kyrie and KD show. You know what I'm saying? But now it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets. That's how I feel.
That's a good point. That's actually a great point. So with that being said, and I make fun of it, scary hours. Ooh. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant.
Oh, man. This is going... I'm sorry, Josh. Go ahead. 13
games played, I think, was the number, and 1 playoff win.
16 games.
16. I'm
13-3 they were in 16 games.
Damn.
They were actually pretty good in those 16 games.
No, they looked unbeatable.
Yeah, they were pretty good then.
But then injuries happened, and then obviously Harden felt the way about Kyrie, demanded that trade. Kyrie Irving was like, I'll do it too. But what grade do we give Sean Marks for the assets they got back for, in 2 straight trade deadlines? James Harden and Kyrie Irving. And you look at it, I can summarize it now. So what they have now is a Cavs 2024 second-round pick, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Sixers first-round pick, Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and they have the Dallas first-round pick. They gave up Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, 3 first-round picks to the Rockets. So the Rockets looking at the Nets like, all right. Taurean Prince, Harden, Kyrie Irving, and 4 pick swaps to also the Rockets. So what grade are we giving Sean Marks for that? This masterclass we're looking at right here.
That was a lot you just named off.
I know.
They gave up a lot.
Think about it. They gave up 7 first-round picks and first-round pick swaps. Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, who was an all-star last year. And then they just traded Harden and Kyrie. I'm giving that a strong B+. Oh, sorry, B+. D+.
Yeah, I was going to say D+.
D+.
Giving it a minus.
I was going to say, because I I just broke down my whole Brooklyn Nets theory just now, I was going to say, a C.
That's fair.
Maybe, C+ at the most.
Nah, that's fair. I mean, we'll see. It all depends on what they can do this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it, they're 4th in the East, but the East, the Celtics haven't looked great lately. The Sixers, we'll get into in a second, lost to the Knicks. Fully healthy. So,
I just love it.
And the Bucks, they still got Giannis. When you still got Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're going to be dangerous. So, but real quick, we taking the Mavs seriously in the West? Now with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic?
I'm taking them. I'm not serious, but I don't think they're a joke. although like it's like the worst defensive lineup you could pick. I was explaining this to Eric earlier. Although it's such a bad defensive team, like that starting five right there, it could go bucket for bucket with anybody in the team. And as a high scoring league that it is, if you let them go on a run, they could really take off in a game. So I'm saying if they're going bucket for bucket, you don't want to be on the losing end of going bucket for bucket with the Dallas Mavericks. But when it comes down to those close games where it's like a couple seconds left on the clock and there's a stretch where you got to go back and forth, get some clutch defensive stops, they're not going to be that type of team. I think they're going to come out guns blazing, and they're going to be that team that doesn't look back, you know? But when it comes down to the wire, because they suck defensively, that might come back to bite them in the butt.
Yeah, losing Dorian Finney-Smith is really going to hurt them.
Yeah.
He was their best defender, and he was a good baller. Now, he's gone. You have Kyrie, but to win in the West, you got the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets would tear them apart in the playoff series, actually.
Yeah.
With Jokic running the point center, he can pick them apart. The Grizzlies, I'm not sure on just because they've looked like ass lately.
Nah, I still think the Grizzlies is gonna cook them.
They really could. They have nobody to guard Ja Morant now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, and I can't count out. I know Steph Curry just got hurt again, and they've kind of been mid. Well, not kind of. They've been mid all season long, but I'm still not counting the Warriors out.
I seen the video, but what exactly happened to his knee?
He collided with whoever. I don't know who was offensively driving, but it seemed like whoever he was defending, he kind of collided knees with him, and while he was driving.
But is it like swollen? Did he sprain?
They said anytime you see partial tears, and that's what the Warriors about. He has partial tears in his leg, and he's going to miss a minimum of like 4 weeks, maybe. But listen, we saw this story before. Steph Curry got hurt at the end of last season, and he came back in the playoffs, and like magic, everything was
belt to cheeks.
Yeah, so
he's just that type of guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where do we put Curry in an all-time list?
Oh, that's a good question.
He changed the game.
That's a good question. I remember debating this in the summer after the Warriors won. He's in the top 10 for me.
Top 10. Okay, I could say that.
What does he have to do to be put in the top 5 though? Because he has. I don't know. It depends on people. Like certain people debate, their top 10 based on how many championships you have or your stats as a player. I mean, he's pretty up there. You guys, 4 NBA championships. I'm pretty sure he might be close to breaking. I don't know how close he is, but if he still continues to play at this level, he'll probably break like the all-time 3-point list. So where do y'all put him?
I'm going to say if he has 3 more prime years, like we've seen, he's always 25 points per game, mad threes, 43% from 3.
Mm-hmm.
He continues that and he wins 1 more Finals MVP and another ring. Then he's top 5 for me.
Top 5 for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a guy who's big on accolades. I really like construct my things around guys who could get it done on both ends. You know what I'm saying? When you like names we were talking about for top, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron, Kobe, Michael, they all get it done on both ends, and they got the accolades to back it up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody really much knows Curry for the accolades and him being a great offensive player.
Right.
So for me, it would be if Curry could get it done on both ends, like be one of your grittiest best defenders, that's what would crack top 5. But that's not who he's gonna be. He's already established a great career being an offensive powerhouse.
Right.
So I don't know if he'll ever crack top 5 for me, just because that's how it's all an opinion based thing. But definitely top 10 for me.
Yeah, it's a fun game to play because, like you said, everyone values something more than the other thing.
Yeah.
So, hey, his career's still going. I think it's a lot of like young players now, like Luka Doncic. Where is he going to finish up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show Devin Booker some love because everyone for real, because everybody they
why you look at me?
Laugh.
I didn't laugh. It was her.
I feel like, and I'm not gonna go overboard with the comparison to Kobe.
Yeah.
But you look at this season, like when he's on the court, the Suns look elite. When he's off the court, they look like cheeks.
Oh yeah, of course. D-Book is him. D-Book is him. You think D-Book is gonna bring the Suns a championship? You think he could lead a team?
He can. I say, his past years, I feel like he couldn't do it, but I think Chris Paul really helped him and turned him into the player he is now, being able to just take over the game. As far as like being able to win a chip by himself, that's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
we just need like somebody else who take them to that next level, just like a point guard or somebody down low. Cause Ayton, he's not gonna get it done. He's soft. So, Michelin man, like.
So when you think about the Suns organizations and these next couple years, I think in the next couple years you move the right pieces around, like they could be contenders. Because, like you said, even if they don't get somebody down low, I think a great guard is something that can make them contenders. Because although DeAndre Ayton may be soft, he's still a good player that you would want to have on your team. What is like some big key name players that you think you would like to see like come to the Suns organization to take you guys to the next level?
See, first,
and what are you willing to give up for it? Because we know like guys like Bridges and Cam Johnson might be in a trade talk to get somebody to take your Suns to the next level.
See, I'd hate to give up my young guys, but if it means bringing a championship to Phoenix, you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go get a point guard, like, I mean, who's really a solid point guard, like a true point guard now, who's like young? Think about it. Most of these point guards are really scorers now.
Yeah.
So they're like combo guards. You need somebody that's going to feed Booker the ball or set Ayton up down low. Name that comes to my mind is like, if Lonzo Ball had the scoring ability that his brother has, I feel like Lonzo Ball could fill that role. But
that body is cooked though.
Yeah,
he's always hurt.
So you go to say like maybe a LaMelo Ball or somebody. I don't know. I mean, you just need a true point guard down there.
I mean, we said Devin Booker needs some help. I mean, since his rookie year, he's always over 22 points per game. He's only 26 years old, averaging 24 points per game for his career.
It's tough.
So, for reference, Kobe averaged 25 across his career. So, Devin Booker, I think people underrate him because he doesn't put up the triple doubles like Luka does and Jokic does. But give me a 3-level score any day, and I hope he. Well, first off, I hope he becomes a Knicks somehow. But he's locked up long term with the Suns. It's a long shot.
I hate hearing my father walk around the crib, and it's just like he's just every day. Devin Booker gonna be a Knicks soon. You gonna be back? I'm like, yo, how y'all gonna get him? Like, come on, be realistic with yourself. I don't know. He gonna run out of Phoenix. Chris Paul gonna leave, and then the team gonna be trash. I'm like, yo, it ain't gonna go downhill like that because we still got our young guys. We still got Ayton, Bridges, and Cam Johnson. Like all those three young guys, they definitely showing they raising the roof a little bit. So especially Mikal Bridges. I mean, last year I felt like he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. And this year, over the last, I want to say 10 games, he's averaging 24 points. So he's been scoring the ball. So now Booker coming back tomorrow. We see what this team is really capable of.
The Suns are an interesting team. They're supposed to have a new owner pretty soon. So we'll see what they do in this trade deadline time. So they're like the big mystery team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move on to the Knicks, though, let me remind everybody that you're listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Joshua Umahi joined by Eric Williams, Franz Compare, Gina Halstead, and Ross Levine. The Knicks are just an emotional roller coaster, man. So they had a wild weekend, man. So let's go to Saturday night. I'm watching the game. Brunson cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Randall cooking. RJ doo-doo. 14 points on 21 shots, but nah, you got to give me more, RJ. And we lost the game by 6. And it's funny how the game went. Fourth quarter rally, they came back from 15 points down in the fourth.
17, I think.
17 points down. And Jalen Brunson was doing stuff like this.
He scored 8 consecutive points. Here's Brunson. He makes it 10. How sweet it is. Bouncing and announcing again was Brunson.
That's not all, though. You have Brunson, like Kenny Albert said, 10 straight points for the Knicks. You had this from Quentin Grimes.
Here's Brunson. Into the corner. Grimes from 3. Giving the Knicks their first lead of the game.
Do you hear that crowd?
That's what I'm saying.
You hear that crowd?
Oh, Josh, I was thinking the same thing, bro. Like, how could you not want to play in an arena like MSG, bro? And you know what makes me sick to my stomach? They can't win there.
It's crazy.
They can't win there. Nicholas Batum is putting the dagger through your heart. That's pathetic.
Well, that's everybody. Everybody's put a dagger through our hearts for 20 years.
It's
that's just one of the victims. that's
like,
one of them.
It's so upsetting. I personally never been to Madison Square Garden.
Oh, you got to go. But it's a different type of experience.
I'm dying to go, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. Even though I know they lost that game, I actually felt pretty good coming out of that game. I know they lost it. I felt good because they did not quit in that game. They came back from 17 down when they never led throughout that entire game until then. I'm impressed by that. The 3 sucks to give up in that time, but I'm not mad at that loss. As much as I've ripped the Knicks, that loss didn't really kill me. Like, the loss that killed me are the Lakers' losses. That one killed me.
Yeah.
Because they were better than the Lakers. That not named LeBron, AD. They're better than those other players. That one killed me. The Mavericks lost when they blew a 9-point lead. That kills me. Literally. This one doesn't kill me because they were down majority of the game and they came back. Like, the Knicks teams in the past don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that loss. I'm really not.
That shows grit right there, them coming back. But you bring up 2 key losses. Lakers game, you come to tie it up, and then you get into overtime, and then you simply just lean over the railing and let them apply the beating to you. And then you rewind to Dallas, you have the lead, and Luka Magic just bippity boppity boo, and next thing you know, he comes out with the W and a 60-point triple double. Like, come on, bro. It's disgusting what I see.
But you know what? You guys bring up great points, but that's LeBron James and that's Luka Doncic. The Knicks let this happen at the Garden.
Nick ban him.
I get it. Okay, that's the problem. He says that. That's why they lost. I'm blaming Clyde for this.
Don't blame Clyde.
It never works out when he says that.
Leave Mr. Frazier out of this.
Oh my God. I can't even play the whole thing, man. Nick Batum.
Literally, bro.
If
this was Nick Batum 6 years ago, maybe I could understand that because we can't sit here and act like Nick Batum is that booty cheeks. Like,
he had a little run.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is Nick Batum, like, damn near like about to go to the retirement home. He's gonna enjoy life in Cancun real soon. Like, he's done.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But look, one thing I can say, we've always talked about the Knicks are that one missing piece away. Barrett is obviously not doing that. Man. If we substitute somebody out for Barrett and Juju, I'm gonna say Juju because you know.
Remember what?
Yeah, I'm not trying to end up like you. If Juju and Brunson can continue this play and we get one more piece in there, these are games we're gonna pull away with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I blame Barrett for that game, honestly, more so than anybody. Because the only thing I really blamed on that sequence was not fouling Kawhi. To me, you have to foul in that situation. Sorry. I know it's Monday morning quarterback. You got to foul there. You're up 3. And they had a foul to give. So it made no sense not to foul there. And by the way, Clyde's got to stop saying defend the 3. They never do.
Well, Clyde is all of us. He's screaming like defend the 3. Defend the 3.
And it never works out. They never hear him.
Man, that was a disgusting loss in my opinion, but
I want to ask you a question.
Disgusting loss.
It was nasty.
Every loss the Knicks have had has been nasty.
You're right about that.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you a question because, like, it ties into the D-Book thing. You said D-Book might be a Knicks soon, but it's a stretch. And then you said, give me any 3-level scorer. Like, I want a guy like D-Book. D-Book or D-Mitch? Which one?
Well, they had the chance. Barrett. Well, they decided to keep Barrett because the guy can't shoot anything.
But he's showing us like he's out of here real soon if there's a trade talk.
Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's going to be a free agent. I know I'm going to say it. 2025. Yeah. That's 2 years from now. But he said he wanted to be a Knick, so maybe he'll still feel that way in 2 years.
I would if if the cards were placed upon us, I think I would choose D-Book in that situation for the sole reason is that not to discredit Mitchell, but I think D-Book has that experience. You know, he's been to a finals. He's been to semifinals. He's made his way through the playoffs, and he knows as a player with that experience alone what that experience could bring to the Knicks. You know, it could get them to that next step where we haven't seen in a while. Mm-hmm. Like playoffs is basically us winning the championship.
Playoffs?
Yes, playoffs is basically winning the championship for the Knicks. So to bring a player in like D-Book, who, like you said, was a 3-level scorer, but can also come in with that experience and get those guys to the next level, I would pay money for that. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, not to discredit anything that he's done, but he had a rough time with Utah. I don't think they got past the semifinals.
Yeah,
so
I want to hear about that one. Rudy Gobert was holding that team back. Donovan Mitchell was doing what he was supposed to do.
He was. And once again, not to negate him. I mean, if we get Donovan Mitchell, I wouldn't be any less happy. But just if I had one of the two, just based off of that experience alone, I would definitely go D-Book.
I would next season. I'd be surprised if Barron Ray were on the team together next year.
And we know the one to go would be RJ.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, but to me, it's like they wait. Now it's too late because they had it with Mitchell. They waited a year too late. You know, the second Barrick is traded, wherever, he's going to be the next Michael Jordan.
Nah, stop.
That's going to happen. You know that. In Knicks history, that tells us that.
Maybe if he goes to Toronto and he's at home and he's feeling good and he's in the strip club. Sorry.
Barris said, wait, y'all didn't trade me for Mitch? Y'all gave me the bag? Let me show y'all why y'all messed up.
Let me show y'all why y'all wrong. But, you know, that loss happened to the Clippers, and then you fast forward to Sunday night. So it was postponed. I turned on the game. It was like 6:10. I'm like, oh, it's the Knicks going to be on. Just flag football on my TV.
That was fire. That's a fire game. Come on, y'all see. Oh, did you see?
Nah, it wasn't that bad.
Nah,
it wasn't that bad, but come on, yo. ESPN do better.
Hill got trucked in flag football.
But him and Jalen Ramsey got some underlying. I'm not going to go into it, but they got some underlying. I know where that was coming from.
Are sisters involved?
Not sisters, but
dang.
But
sisters, Jalen Ramsey and Golden Tate, they got sisters.
Yeah.
That one, I knew there was a story behind that one.
It's crazy though for somebody like Jalen Ramsey. Everybody thought he was a little mookie a couple years ago, and all of a sudden he coming out guns blazing, like disrespecting everybody.
He was
you know what I'm saying?
He's too little.
He was a little mookie.
He was a little mookie. Nah, you can see his interviews. He was like,
yeah.
He like you could see by the way he was moving. He was like,
yeah, like a life-size Fruity Pebble.
Yeah.
So he out here. You know what I'm saying? But
he called that man Mookie.
All of a sudden, he out here disrespecting everybody, woman, and like, what's going on, dog?
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, he's a character, bro. But that's that. We'll get to the Pro Bowl before we close out. But the Knicks come back. They're down 21 points. I'm like, I'm stomping around the apartment like, here we go, man. I'm on the trade machine. RJ, Randall, top end. I'm training everybody. I'm done with everybody. But you watch the game. You see how it starts to play out. This man, Evan Fournier. Where did this come from?
Brunson with 3 to shoot. Fournier has to let it go and knocks it down. Evan Fournier having a...
That was one of his 5 threes, and then McBride, who also had 3 threes of his own, this was the dagger.
When it comes to those 50-50 balls in the offensive glass, Fournier cuts through the D to the corner. McBride, you bet. The Knicks complete their biggest comeback win of the season. 108-97 the final.
The Knicks remind me of my first ex-girlfriend. Because you're like, we have a terrible day one day, arguing all day, fighting. Man.
I'm not going to lie. I've actually been, the last few games, I've been actually kind of impressed by the Knicks.
No, they've played well. And you look at the stats, they're like top 10 in scoring margin per game. They're a top 10 team if you look at the stats. Yeah. The record says something different. But if you look at the stats and you just watch with your eyes, like they're in every single game. The Knicks, and you can't say this about every single team, they can beat anybody they play. It could be the elite teams. They can hang with anybody.
Yeah. I want to say this now, Josh, because we argue about this all summer. You told me so, and you were right. I think the key
say that
piece.
Again? Say it one more time.
You were right, John. I think the one key piece that really brought this Knicks team together is Jalen Brunson, and I wasn't the biggest fan, when they acquired him. Not for that 4 year 110. I was like, oh hell no. But now just seeing, not only is he a facilitator, he knows when to take shots. His shot selection is excellent. He knows how to get his guys involved, and I still think that, like you said, Franz, the Knicks are still missing that one piece. But with the addition of Jalen Brunson, they've acquired a piece that has transformed this Nets team. I mean, the ball movement is there. You have guys just finding the best possible shot. The way they walk and talk down, the way they move on the floor is a sight for sore eyes, to say the least.
Yeah.
Hey, Boogie tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all. And when I see Corey, I need an apology from him too, because he was the first man to say Jalen Brunson.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, look at it.
Bro, I was telling Gina earlier because my fault.
No, you good.
I was telling Gina earlier, people don't know how JB's bag gets because he was always the Robin to Luka's Batman, and now he's really getting a chance to show people how he get down.
Corey came in here on Friday and was like, he basically said, "How y'all feel about Brunson being snubbed over Randall?" So I don't think you need an apology from him. He understands. He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it now. He's talking a lot of stuff over the summer, but real quick on the Knicks before we move on. This is what Evan Fournier had to say about Tibbs, and will that game get him back in the rotation?
I don't think so. I think he said on his 9-man rotation, it was like a fun one-night stand.
Yeah,
wow.
That had me weak when I seen it. But he can't be mad though. He robbed us of $72 million. You did this to yourself, bro.
Damn, damn. It's one day to be happy about things.
He sounds sad, but it's bro, you gotta understand. You put yourself in this position, bro.
No, you're not wrong.
You had multiple chances.
The Knicks, to me, they've robbed themselves with just their thinking that Fournier was a better player than he was, thinking that Barrett was a better player than he was. This is why everybody's gonna get fired, because of stuff like this. I'm serious. It's like for example, Barrett. Isn't that a fact? I'll give. Here's what I'll say. The Barrett, third overall pick. Come on, man. The guy can't shoot. You can't tell me he's a third overall pick.
Ross, coming out of the going into the draft that year though, when we look at college basketball, Duke that year as a team had college basketball in a frenzy. And then when you look at Cam Reddish, Zion Williamson, and RJ Barrett, they had college basketball in a frenzy as individual players themselves. When we drafted him, I was like, oh shoot, RJ, I'm not mad at that. I'm
not mad at, but listen, I always thought he'd be a good pro, but I never thought he'd be this poor of a shooter.
But that's the thing though, he's not working out for the Knicks, of course, right now, but we can't discredit him of what he was doing in his first couple of years with us. He's still a good player, you know what I'm saying? He's not some godly player. And think about it, if his contract was smaller, we would not be this butthurt, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
Because he still puts up numbers. It's just the fact that his contract is this big. And if he goes to another team, he's shown them to learn their lesson. They will learn their lesson, and we will respect RJ more because his pockets is not as big as they should be. But hey, that's none of our business. It's him and his agent's business. I can't. I'm not gonna turn on RJ like that. I still like RJ a lot. He's just a little bootyish right now.
I think that's the way you got to look at it. You love the kid, you root for him because he got the bag. But damn, just this booty right now. I don't like it.
Get the mid off the street.
Let's move on before we close out. Let's highlight the Pro Bowl. So Eli and Peyton Manning were the coaches. Eli beat Peyton.
Yes, sir.
Multiple players voiced their support for the revamp, flag football stuff that they had going on. It was a good watch. From what I saw I was hoping to watch the next game, but from what I saw towards the end, it was actually some pretty good action. Derek Carr, anybody that wants him, he's throwing pick sixes in flag football. So.
The precision little game, no, he was going crazy.
He was. That's Derek Carr, though. So before we get out of here, AJ Green.
Yes.
So he announced his retirement today, and obviously the last couple of years with the Cardinals, it's not what you want.
Yeah.
But When you look at his prime, he had 6 1,000-yard seasons, 3 double-digit touchdown seasons. And I know Julio Jones, they went in the same draft. They got a lot of the hype. But A.J. Green, we got to give him some credit. We got to give him some flowers today. He was tough.
I love A.J. Green.
Great career, young lad.
Yes, fantastic.
Love it. Well, we're going to call the show today on WHPC Sports Talk. From Eric Williams, Franz Compare, Gina Halstead, Ross Levine, this is Joshua Umahi thanking you once again for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.